Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Daily, and thank you for joining me as we talk about a certain Scientific Railgun T episode. That's right, we'll be looking at episode 6 of that series, where we get to see a brilliant display from both Awatsuki and Wannai, two characters that I have been very excited to see perform since watching the opening and seeing that they are going to have some involvement, especially after that cliffhanger from episode 5 where they look really angry and they're wanting to get revenge. Overall, I think this episode showed off Awatsuki and Wannai's characters very, very well. And the whole structure of this episode helped make it really fun and enjoyable while watching. You have the whole Awatsuki and Wannai getting their showcasing and showing off their abilities and their power. And we get to see them being a threat, whether that's together or fighting alone. The scumbag that we all know from the last episode and this episode, he gets his just dessert. Seeing him basically piss himself in fear was so satisfying. Seeing Makoto Mitsuka get extremely angry after seeing Kongo gave me chills while watching it. The look of pure anger on Mitsuka's face was animated perfectly. So then let's talk about Awatsuki and Wannai. So then, the bit of information about Awatsuki that we get in this episode, while she is using her Esper ability, might I add, the display of her ability and the visuals of that were absolutely fantastic. It was great to see her personality come through as well in this episode. We see a bit more of a sort of caring and charming personality, and I really do like that. But more information on her ability was explained, and this I really did appreciate. Her ability has a maximum range of 18 meters. And the maximum volume of water that she can control is 400 litres, which is all new information, and honestly, again, it's all nice. Plus, she can control water even outside of her sight of vision. This obviously is brought up in the episode when she uses the water through the drains, and seeing that sneak attack, I loved that sneak attack. Seeing that scumbag get water all over his face and almost suffocating was so nice. Plus, it was very smart to do that, because then it would force that antagonist to use his dogs to suck up the water, thus getting rid of those guard dogs. So, from a kind of tactical point of view, this was brilliant for Wannai's character. And her sweet and charming personality towards the end, where she was actually giving her enemy like a pep talk and giving her enemy advice, that felt wholesome. Now, we get more light shown on Awatsuki's character as well in this episode, which is really interesting, as all the information that I've managed to find before watching this episode, / before it kind of aired, kind of had me a little bit confused, as we didn't really know what her ability was. Some people thought it was Arrow Hand, or some variation of that, but it turns out to be Float Dial, which is an Esper ability that links with the manipulation of buoyancy. So basically, she can use this to allow herself to manipulate the buoyancy around her and other characters as well, allowing her to lift heavy objects, bouncing on water, leaping very far / high, and then also making other people and other things lighter. The little joke about Kongo being heavy, and then just from Sutton, and then just kind of, Akatsuki basically just kind of making her lighter was pretty funny. If Kongo had heard that, and been conscious and heard it, I'm pretty sure she would have taken great offense to it, but hey, we're not going to get that. All in all, this is a brilliant pair of characters, and I really enjoyed seeing them in action in this episode, and give me more of that, please. And although Mitsuka has her wires a little bit crossed when it comes to who's behind stealing the Mitsuka clone, well, that's what the series is trying to imply anyway at the moment. Seeing her go after that scumbag with a body full of rage was intense. I was sat there watching this episode going, I'm not meant to, but I do kind of feel sorry for what this guy's going to go through, because Mitsuka, she's out for revenge and she's out for blood. And honestly, we've seen in the past glimpses of Mitsuka getting extremely annoyed and angry, but this was on a different level. This time, someone that she trusted and one of her friends got hurt. This goes more than just messing around. This is now personal. And honestly, her kind of anger makes total sense. It honestly does. because obviously she's missing a sister in one of the clones, and now her friend's been kind of beaten up and sent to the hospital, and now as well, obviously we've got her friends have forgotten about her. So obviously all this rage and this anger has been building up slowly and slowly and slowly over these past 6 episodes, and seeing a little bit of that explode, oh, that was just mwah, chef's kiss, satisfying. So then we actually find a little bit more about the other villain. Not Shokuho, but the villain that this scumbag was working with. And we see this character right here. And when she was disguising her voice, I thought it was super creepy. And from the intro, her ability looks creepy as well, if not more creepier. However, we learn at the end of this episode that she is likely to be getting involved in the near future when it comes to kind of exacting their plan. So this has me a little bit intrigued, because although we've seen a little visual of her ability, we still have no idea what it is, and we don't know what her kind of character is going to be doing. Is she more of a tactical character? Is she more of a combat? Or is she more of like a get inside your head and kind of psych you out type of villain? Who knows? We're going to have to sit tight, watch as we go through, and then kind of find out moving forward. Design-wise, I think she looks really decent, and her voice acting, the English dub voice that they've given her, I think really does fit the character very well, actually. I think it does suit her quite nicely. Design, like I said, I like it. It looks quite unique. Not something I've typically seen. Maybe a little bit over the top. But hey, again, we need to learn more about her personality and more about the character to kind of understand why the design is given as she's given. So then, this episode overall gave us some much needed spotlight for 2 characters, Awatsuki and Wannai, that I honestly do think they are underused. So I'm really glad that they did give us that. Really do appreciate it. They gave that scumbag just what he deserved by basically making him being a coward and just getting an absolute beatdown, which made me love this episode that much more. Whenever they make you hate an antagonist and then they kind of show that antagonist is fall from grace, that is just amazing. The overall plot and story, we didn't really get much in terms of that. We got like a little bit of foreshadowing of like villains to come, but we never actually got anything that was mind-blowing or shocking. Like, we didn't get anything that made us go, what? Could this link to that and then that link to this and that's the reason? We didn't get any of that. However, we did get that brilliant showcasing, so I'll forgive the show for that. Nevertheless though, I'm so excited to see where this series is going to go and how the story progresses moving forward. Plus, that scene with Ueharu teasing Kuroko, that's a lovely teasing face, isn't it? Just gotta love it. Cheeky. The animation was fantastic. The music and sound effects were really good throughout, and they worked very effectively in the different segments and in the uses they were meant to do. So that, again, is a great thing and it should be appreciated. However, you know my thoughts on this episode. Now I want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on the episode and on the series in general. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already for more Index, Railgun and Accelerator related content on a weekly basis. Like the video if you liked the video, dislike if you dislike, but then leave a comment explaining why you disliked and how I can improve in the future, because I'm always looking to improve the content that I deliver to you. Other than that though, have a great day, alligator, matane, goodbye.